Welcome. Friday, December 15th, 2023. Land Cruiser Midwest. DJ Wonder Chrissy. Bringing it to ya. Get your Hooter wings for the weekends, folks. Order them for the holidays. Awesome wings. Awesome wings. Cannot beat Hooters. Ice cold beer. You betcha. You betcha. Oh boy, we got a good show for you today. Another good show. You can't make this stuff up. Let's bring the music down. Enough of the music to get you going in the morning. That's what you need, guys. A little music in the morning. Little music in the morning is what everyone needs, and that's what DJ Wonder Chrissy needs, is a little music in the morning. Oh, okay. So, more happenings in Chicago. More happenings in Chicago. Let me get this set up for you guys so we can get the show going. All right. Hope you're having a good day. As I said, it's Friday. It is the 15th of December, and Christmas is just 10 days away. 10 days away to Christmas. It's on its way. It's on its way. Let's see here. Let's find our video. So today, got a little hodgepodge there. Surprising news came out late yesterday. The officials in
for a product like this my whole life.
Oak Park. Oak Park is on the west side of Chicago. It's a mixed community. It's a nice community. A lot of, if you've ever heard of Frank Lloyd Wright, there's some of those houses there. A very diverse community. Good mix of city and suburb people in the schools. And their city council came out and supported the migrants about a month ago. And couple of weeks ago, they even came out and devoted an extra $1 million into supporting the migrants with the churches in their neighborhood. So let me see if we can find it here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Come on, folks. Where is it at? There it is. All right, let's get ready for this. So they allocated an extra $1 million out of their city coffers just a couple of weeks ago. It was in the news. And then yesterday, as I was perusing through the Chicago Migrant news clips that were out there, we're starting to see a little more. Channel 7 is one of the people that's spewing the migrant data out there for us to look at. They said that there'd been a total reversal. They've kind of low on details, but given the migrants to like the end of the month to move out. Guess they've been supporting some in some hotels. They've been supporting some in some churches. They got the wraparound services going on, and feeding these people. And no mas are they going to be feeding the people. So let's listen to what's happening in Oak Park, and it's not good for the migrants.
It was just 3.5 weeks ago, the village of Oak Park agreed to allocate an additional $1 million to continue housing a group of over 160 migrants that were brought in from Chicago's 15th District Police Station during a Halloween day.
So what I'm learning from here is it costs $1 million to house 160 migrants. A lot of money. It's a lot of money to house some migrants, right? I would think you'd be able to house more than that for $1 million, but there's your facts and figures, folks.
Snowfall. With that funding set to run out by February the 6th, the village yesterday sent out a letter to most of them, telling them they must move out by the end of January. They gave us the letters last night when we went to pick up our dinner, says Milagros de Marquez, who along with her husband and 3 children has been living at the Carlton Hotel for 5 weeks now. The hotel, the local YMCA, and Grace Episcopal Church are the 3 locations migrants have been living at in Oak Park. So far, it appears the 25 men located at the church may be safe in terms of housing, but those who support them worry whether the wraparound services they get from the village will continue.
Mental health, physical health, immigration help, all of
Free
that
help.
is key to keeping these men healthy and sane, especially as the winter months come upon us.
In its memorandum laying out their decision, the village said
Cold weather will
the
make
village
you
may
go
be
insane,
able to help
folks, that's for
asylum
sure.
Seekers relocate to another city or state
just beginning.
if they have access to stable housing available in that location. If anyone is unable to identify another option, the village will help individuals and
So they're asking, maybe they're asking homeowners to open their door and let people live in their basement, I guess, at this point. The gravy train in Oak Park is about to end, folks. So 160 people going to be on to Plan B.
families enter the Chicago Shelter Program in January 2024.
But what does that even mean? I don't think it's that simple. Chicago is also at capacity.
Oak Park trustee Ravi Parakat saying today the village stepped into a problem that is way bigger than itself.
We are not able to create a long-term path for these migrants, and we have done that at potentially the expense of them getting better service and better opportunities through Chicago.
A 7:30 meeting has been called by the impacted migrants and some of the volunteers helping them, during which they hope to obtain some additional clarity as to their path moving forward.
Watch.
So there you have it. Not a lot of answers. Leaves a lot of questions. Apparently, there's the gravy train has run out and common sense has prevailed. Maybe that's my take on it. You guys figure out what you want to take on it. So a common theme here is a lot of plans or lack of plans, lack of details. And yesterday, our buddy Brandon, yes, let's go Brandon, came out with a new public safety plan that really isn't a plan, if you ask me. I'll let you guys decide. But we'll listen to Brandon himself explain the details or lack of details of his plan. He was interviewed by Mark Rivera here at ABC Chicago in regards to his plan. Usually what progressive plans like this are usually made up of giving money out to people. They're not going to spend much on policing and, crime prevention. They're going to be giving money to the criminals to maybe keep them from doing other things than doing crime. That's kind of how they don't want to say that, but that's basically the progressive plan is funnel money into the neighborhoods and into the criminals, and maybe you can buy them off and they won't do crime for a while. They'll be busy spending their money. That's kind of how it works in Chicago. So let's listen to what Brandon Johnson has to say about his community safety plan.
Pronged plan to increase investments in communities most plagued by crime, though the specifics on how that plan will be put into action are still unknown.
It's not policing alone. that can build a better, stronger, safer Chicago. That has been the tactic over decades, and that's been a failed strategy.
After our sit-down interview, we heard from a number of city entities at a news conference, including the police department, public health, and business community on their roles in the mayor's community safety strategy.
Everybody has the same concern, and that concern, first and foremost, is a violent crime.
The police superintendent went on to say that officers are working to stop violent crime while policing constitutionally. He says the police department is also adding crime victim advocates, enhancing the family liaison program that focuses on supporting families of murder victims. The business community stepping up as well, working.
So let's go back to this. This is what his strategy is. Adding crime victim advocates. It should say stopping crime here. His plan is to deal with crime. And we're going to have a video after this where there's no shortage of crime. It's happening on a daily basis, and it's getting worse. And areas that were once safe are now not safe anymore. Specifically Logan Square, which was a nice up-and-coming neighborhood that was, becoming a trendy place, is now being derailed and, sent into crime chaos. But notice how his strategy here is not about stopping crime, but just dealing with the aftermath of the crime, which seems a little backwards to me. I don't know.
Liaison program that focuses on supporting families of murder victims. The business community stepping up as well, working to raise important funding, approximately
And also another key of progressivism here: take money from business, find money that is out in the ether and non-tax dollars, and get your hands around it and figure out how to spend it. BLM, right? We got the BLM thing going on here, only it's being used in another vein. It's Brandon's crime strategy, BCS.
$100 million to support some of these efforts. That in addition to the $100 million the mayor allocated in his budget for violence prevention.
When you think about the $100 million you're talking about in terms of violence prevention and violence interruption, how does that get spent? How are you planning on using that in terms of, are you...
Now notice here, you're not going to get a lot of details. It's a lot of platitudes and superlatives, and this is Brandon Johnson. And look at his hair here. Look at his hair. Doesn't it remind you of a shark? He's a shark in the water. That's Brandon Johnson, folks. Just his hair reminds me of a shark in the water.
Hiring violence interruption groups? How many people? What does that look like in terms of actual strategy?
We have strategically identified neighborhoods and blocks where the violence is most pervasive, where disinvestment has been historically implemented. And by doing this, we are going right at the problem.
When you're talking about the $100 million, again, I'll just circle back to that for violence.
So obviously this interviewer didn't get an answer to his first question, so he's asking again.
Prevention. How is that being used again? I mean, in terms of how many people? I mean,
it's already being spent now. Look, the budget just passed, right? But we're already seeing the type of comprehensive collaborative approach that is yielding the results that I'm confident that those results are going to expand.
The public health commissioner today saying gun violence is a public health issue that deserves investment.
We are expanding the role of health professionals in crisis response. When someone is in crisis, they need professionals who understand how to respond to those crises.
Many city stakeholders obviously coming together today. Chicago city leaders say they'll move with urgency while implementing this community safety strategy, but they did not provide a specific timeline going forward.
Watch.
So there you go on that. Another plan without any meaningful details. And as a result, We got areas of city of Chicago that are de-evolving into crime, and here's a report. This is happening on a daily basis now. I can think of like 5 or 6 times in just the last couple of weeks where I get up in the morning and I hear about a crime spree in a nice area of town. So Brandon's talking about they've identified areas of town where crime is bad. Well, after the crime is done, people who conduct a crime are gone. It's not like every neighborhood where there's crime, it's done by people of the neighborhood. No, folks. In Chicago, as we've said before, the criminals have taken all the resources out of their neighborhood, and now they're going to the nicer neighborhoods that have the resources and trying to prey on those resources now. So a lot of the crime that's being done in Chicago is not necessarily done by people of the hood or that hood. They're done by people from far south side, west side, coming into the northwest side, north side, and the suburbs to get what they want. And like I said, Logan Square is one of those areas. It's a hot spot now. Every time you turn around, there's either a restaurant being robbed overnight, people being robbed on the streets. So let's hear about what happened just last night.
We continue to see these armed robberies in just about every part of the city. I've talked to some business owners here in Logan Square who say they've met with the police commander in recent days and these crimes are on their radar, but everyone is hoping for something to be done. Chicago police are reporting another string of late-night armed robberies impacting the west side and northwest side of the city. CPD says there were 5 reported incidents last night starting around 9 p.m. The first happening in Fulton Market near Wayman and Peoria, where police say a woman was robbed on the street by
At Fulton Market, that's a nice upscale area. We got, the Amazons, the Googles, the Metas, companies that got offices there. It's pretty upscale, nice place to live, but still has crime.
3 offenders. That trend continued about 15 minutes
Nice
later,
housing there. Look at that.
A mile away in West Town near Ohio and Noble Street. That's where police say a man and woman were robbed by 3 offenders who held them at gunpoint before getting into a blue SUV and driving off. A shop owner in that area who did not...
Now, they're going to be talking to a shop owner here who has no faith in Brandon. She has no faith in the system. So let's listen to this.
Not want to be identified, tells us she's lived here for decades and says the uptick in these robberies have her feeling helpless.
I'm waiting to get robbed. Why not? We've already been robbed once while we were closed. I'm waiting for someone to run in here. That's all I hear every day. So every day I'm like, is it going to be today?
She says she'd like to see some community policing return to the city so officers can be more visible in these areas. She believes offenders are not being held accountable.
Growing up here, we had all these activities where children had places to go and things to do. There are no consequences now. I think the consequence should be we're not going to put them in prison or jail. They should be doing community service.
Chicago police say the other 2 armed robberies last night happened around...
So we're seeing the effects of cashless bail or what they call no bail policies that we implemented January 1st of last year, where unless you are endangering yourself or an imminent danger to the community, they let you out. They let you out for pretty much any type of violation short of murder. They let you out, and they're not going to put you in jail.
Around 2 a.m. in Logan Square, both near Milwaukee and Fullerton. In both incidents, multiple people walking together were robbed of their personal belongings, and the offenders hit one of the victims in the head with a gun. No one was seriously hurt in any of the 5 robberies, and police say no one has been arrested. From Logan Square, Mayor Kawash, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
So there you go. That's what's happening in Chicago, folks. That's the news for this morning. Migrant mayhem. That's what's happening in Chicago. It's only getting worse. This is just the start. This is just the start. You're going to see more and more of these reports going on, and it's going to be the migrants that are going to be committing a lot of this crime and theft and what have you. So I'm going to leave it there. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. Our channel's growing every day. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your viewership. DJ Wonder Chrissy over and out for Migrant Mayhem.